Hey there everybody, and welcome into the kitchen here for the beginning of this week's update. We'll end up downstairs taking a look at the hydroponics and what's going on down there in a minute. But first off, I wanted to say a huge thank you to one of my viewers. I got a present in the mail yesterday from Lloyd and Cavan. I hope I got that right. And yeah, this just absolutely blew me away. Those of you who have been following my channel for a while, you know I've got this thing about peppers, right? It's an addiction, we all know this. It's a healthy addiction though, so that's cool. Now, sometimes you guys enable me and send me new and assorted chili seeds, but this is over the top. This is absolutely amazing. I have got so many seeds that just arrived in this little box. Y'all more than doubled my collection of chilies. So let's take a look inside the box and then we'll head down into the dungeon. Look at this amazing box of goodies. So these OP ones are apparently kept from his own and open pollinated. They could be freaks, we'll find out when things grow. And then ISO, I guess these are purchased seeds. We're going to go through there in a second. But look at all these peppers. Yellow ghost peppers, chocolate maruga peppers. This is crazy. Regular ghost peppers, and I gotta say the smell coming out of this box is making me drool a little bit, so if I slur, apologies there. Chocolate ghost, I mean, wow, right? What a beautiful selection of peppers. Chocolate habs. Reapers. Still have yet to try these, so I think there will be a dried pepper tasting video or several coming up in the next few weeks. Let's see if I can talk some of the other family members into joining me for that. Apache peppers. And here are some of my favorites. I love red Thai peppers. Look at that haul. That is fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. And then, oh, what's this one? What's this one? Big San Marzanos. They all smell so good. And then from Pepper North, he sent me this, oh, I'm going to get this wrong, Momento de Muerte hot sauce, which I think is Moment of Death, loosely translated. So that's going to be exciting. I don't think I'll be taking this down quite the way I did that Alahini hot sauce, but that was a challenge and this is a gift, so I can enjoy this one a little bit more. So I want to open up these baggies here and just take a look at some of these varieties that he sent me the seeds for. Oh, that's fantastic. How awesome is this? It's even labeled as shorter season varieties. This is a bag within a bag. I'm gonna open that up, find out how many different types are in there. Holy wow, thank you guys so much. That's crazy awesome. So looking at this here, we've got some shards, some lovage, some kale, some tomatoes, some zucchini, more kale. Talk about knowing your market. That is awesome. Thank you. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different varieties of peppers. Black jalapenos, Thai suns, Grandpa's Siberian home pepper. Some of these I've never even heard of. Looking forward to learning a bit more about them. Ring of Fire. Now these I have heard of because I watch a lot of Clifton Chili Club pepper eating contests and they always seem to end up in those. So that is awesome. Shorter season varieties. Fantastic. Let's look at some of the others in here. Here's some more out of that ISO bag. Brain Strain, some Ahi types, some Kung Pao, some Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion, so I can finally get my butt into the contest on the Pepper Lovers G+ community. If you're a pepper person, I strongly suggest you check that community out. Chinese 5-color Lightning Habanero mix. Oh my. Charleston peppers, not familiar with those. But MOA Scotch Bonnet Yellow. Fabulous. Oh, that is amazing. And this still isn't all of them. Holy wow. And believe it or not, these are all still from that same gift package. These OP ones, I believe he said these are seeds he saved himself. But wow, look at this. Reaper seeds, yay! Those of you who follow know the struggle I've had to keep Reapers alive. Some Indigo Rose tomatoes. That's fantastic because my seeds are getting pretty old, so having some fresh ones is great. Got a few ahi varieties that he sent me down here. Guana, ahi hab, ahi bonito. This is just wonderful and more than a little overwhelming. Wow. So yeah, a massive thank you to Lloyd and Cavan. That is some serious pepper love. I greatly appreciate it, and I will definitely be starting more than a few of these varieties over the coming days and weeks. Looking forward to trying to grow them. Even got some egg cartons set to the side here, because I've seen quite a few folks pretty successful starting seeds that way. Granted, yes, I have struggled starting seeds that way, but you know, just because it works for other people doesn't mean it's going to work for me. That is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely feeling the love, and that is great. So on that note, let's go down and check out what's going on in the basement and see where I can find some room to stick some of these things. Okay, so before I came down here to check on this stuff, I tallied it all up, and there was 47 different varieties of peppers in there. That's crazy. With the ones I've already got, that brings me to somewhere in the vicinity of 90 varieties of peppers. I haven't even seen, well, I guess I've seen 2 websites with that many pepper varieties, but in their defense, you've got to be a lot more, we'll say, careful when you're growing your peppers if you're going to try and sell the seeds, because you don't want to sell people freaks, you know, unless they're labeled as potential freaks, in which case, go right ahead. But wow, 90 varieties of peppers. If I only get 2 plants from each variety, that is still going to be a whole lot of garden space. I'm definitely going to need more lights down here for starting seeds. Anyway, let's take a look at the hydroponic. You know what, let's start with the shelf first. This coffee plant does seem to be loving life downstairs. Got crimson red and another crimson red, and this is a chocolate butla, seems to be doing quite well. That basil cutting, not good. I'm going to try that again, except I'm going to try rooting it in a much more humid situation. Can't find any rock wool out here, right? So that's going to be a bit of a trick. Probably use some more cotton. But look at this pumpkin as the furnace kicks in. But sheesh, this thing is, it's getting some vine to it, and like I tried before, but can just barely see what's going on in there. Let's try back there. Shelter it from the light a little bit. That sure looks like the beginning of flowers to me, so yeah. If I do get some flowers, it's my understanding that the ones that are farther away from the vine are going to be male. The ones that are closer to the vine are female. So I'll cut off the male flower, rub it in the female flower, and hopefully get dungeon pumpkins. That'd be cool, because I've been really liking that pumpkin loaf I was making. You can check out the cooking channel for that if you want to see what's going on there. And yes, it is infinitely better with some hot peppers in there. What was it I did last time? It was 2 teaspoons of hot peppers and 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Oh, was that tasty. Okay, now we're going to look at the hydroponics. Here you can see the 2 crimson red peppers that I transferred into a cracky type situation. They almost look like they've grown in the last couple of days, so that's fantastic. And over here we've got the little thing I got from the Home Hardware with its New Mexico 6 chilies in there. Got a couple of them sprouting up. That's awesome. So yet another one for the varieties. And the chocolate butla in the hydroponics is doing well. And this is Bahut Jalokia Yellow. This is a little too moist, so I ended up taking the jar humidome off of it, but I'll put it back on there in a couple of days when it dries out just a little bit. Yard Fatale and Company. Got some Billy Goat peppers here. Starting off, looking pretty good. Waiting for the true leaves to come in there. Another one, Yard Fatale back there, and Bahut Jalokia Yellow there. These are the tomato seeds that I was worried about. Looks like I've got some moderate germination going on in there. Definitely enough to save some seeds from. It's too bad that these 2 don't look like they've sprouted up yet, but I haven't given up. Oh, check that. That one's sprouting. So it's one out of 6 that hasn't sprouted up yet. That's pretty darn good odds. Oh, pump just kicked on. And over here we've got those peppers I was starting in the nut tray. Seem to be doing all right. That one reaper down there, not doing great, but at least it's got true leaves, so I'll still be starting some of those other reaper seeds very soon, I think. Then this is the greatest tragedy going on in here. Not the fault of the garden by any means. It was over by the cup here. Being so used to the aquaponics as I am, I just kind of shoved it over. I think I ripped the roots off of this one. So this is soon to become an available planting space, but I've got the 7-pot brain strain there, and I've got all of these seedlings here, so I don't imagine it'll be empty for long. Also thinking about maybe putting one of these tomato varieties in there, because fresh winter tomatoes, okay. I'm very cool with that plan. Very, very cool with that plan. Yeah, so things are coming along really well. I mean, these herbs are doing quite nicely, definitely growing towards the fluorescent light. Pretty sure this must have rooted by now, or else it would be looking like that basil over on the shelf. Little tiny rosemary here. Grow, grow, grow. And I did shove a cutting of the oregano in there. So I have in the past been able to root oregano, I believe, so it'd be really nice to have that going. 5 different types of herbs growing in there would be, well, pretty flavorful and fantastic, I think. So I've got to say, these lights that I got, those little grow lights, they aren't necessarily working out as well as I had hoped. The houseplants are loving them. I've created almost a nursing station for them. But these boxes are absolutely fantastic for seed storage. I'm actually thinking about contacting the company and seeing if they want to send me some more boxes. They stack so nicely. You can get 40 plus varieties into each of these. It's crazy! And then of course there's the mess of seeds that I've already got going here, right? So, yeah, it is going to be one heck of a pepper season in 2017. And I think this is the point where I'm probably going to wrap up this week's video, because I'm looking at a lot of seeds to get started, and I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put them all, because 5 egg cartons is not going to fit on my little warming mat, so I'm going to have to get creative. If you've stuck around to this point, everybody, I gotta say thank you so much for putting up with my boring babbling type videos. And yeah, you know, on that note, thank you so much to all of my viewers in general. You guys can't even imagine how much it means to me that you actually watch these videos and you partake and you give me your advice and all of this stuff. And there are, out of 10,000 subs, okay, let's just be honest here, there are a very loyal 300 of you that I know I can count on, and at this point I almost think of y'all as family, and definitely think of y'all as friends. So from all my heart, I wish you guys an absolutely glorious 2017 gardening season, and look forward to seeing you in my upcoming 2017 gardening season and sharing the progress with all of these different pepper varieties. Till then, you know, well, I'll see you next week with another report from the Dungeon Garden. Take care, everybody. Bye.